Hey there, before this reaction begins, please make sure to head over to roosterteeth.com to check out the official release. These episodes aren't going to be uploaded to YouTube, so if you want to watch this episode now, it's currently up there free for everyone. Don't need an account, don't need to be a first member. So head on over there, watch the video, come back here, watch the reaction. Thanks. Hello everybody, welcome back to another reaction video. Today I'm going to be reacting to Red vs Blue, Season 16, Episode 8, Recovery. Now, in the end of the last episode, we had, I can't even remember what the end of the last episode was, it's been a long week. Tucker and sister versus the weird Cyclops thing for some reason, you know, who knows. That was definitely Gus. And I can't even remember what happened. We had Griff, I think, speaking to Huggins. I think that was it. It was a very short episode. It was about 7 minutes, or like 8 minutes last time. But yeah, a bit longer this week, and seems to be finally getting back to the freelancers. Episode 8 this time, as opposed to, you know, episode 10. We might have thought that'd be a bit late, I imagine. But yeah, I don't really have much to say. On Planet Chorus, Carolina helps Washington in the stages of his recovery. Griff attempts to put down roots. Yeah, let's just do it, shall we? And go.
Have I ever told you about my cat? Loki? Nope. Had him back when I was a kid. Loki was always getting into trouble.
I'm going to skip it just to see if it
had him back when I was a kid.
Because it keeps jumping and it's desyncs.
Loki was always getting into trouble. One time, he got stuck up in a tree in our backyard. My mom's about to call the fire department when Dad stops her. He says he'll handle it. So he sends her inside and gets out his chainsaw. Oh no. Oh yeah. Dad was never much of a cat person. So he starts to cut the tree down, but it falls the wrong way, right into the power line. Oh no. Yeah. Poor Loki was electrocuted. Falls 30 feet out of this tree. Lands on his feet, walks away like nothing happened. Impressive. This other time, we found Loki in the dryer after my ma had finished a load of laundry. Another time, we find him in the engine of Dad's truck. You get the idea. Cat lived to be 25 years old. 9 lives, you know. Sounds like your spirit animal. Huh. How's the head? Better. You were right about the fresh air. Dr. Gray tell you about this place?
There's a training course nearby. It's where I like to keep in shape.
Show me. I haven't seen one of these since basic. You want to race?
Come on, Wash. You're on the mend. You are not in any condition to compete.
I'm fine, Carolina. Trust me. You're just scared you'll lose one.
We're gonna have some bloody
you didn't stand a chance
animated
before.
race. Oh.
Before you got old.
Oh yeah. There we go. If you're gonna give me a head start, you'll regret it.
He's already gone, yeah. Oh,
sorry to be the bearer of bad news, Wash. Today is not the day that you beat me.
That's cheating.
I fell through that, yeah, that hurt. That's impossible.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
No shame in asking for help.
Shove it!
Oh. Wash!
Ripping Pip.
You okay there?
What happened?
Your bar snapped. You took a tumble.
I know that. The hell are we even doing out here?
Oh shit, he's got like
I'm
amnesia.
not in any condition to race, Carolina.
I know.
Next time you're feeling competitive, find someone else to challenge. You can't rush me like this.
Wash.
Whatever. Let's head back.
Physically speaking, Agent Washington's recovery has been remarkable.
I'm not concerned about his
Yeah,
body.
mentally.
He's still suffering from these lapses.
Not uncommon for someone with an injury like his. How frequent are the episodes?
Hard to say. He's... You know, if this isn't a good time, I can always come back.
Nonsense! It's just an autopsy. I didn't figure you for the squeamish type. Please, continue.
Wash is perfectly normal 1 minute, then seemingly at random he, you know, there has to be something else we can try.
Hold this, please. see, the brain is an organ. Like any other part of the body, it will repair itself to a point. What that point
Yeah,
is,
your
only time will
brain
tell.
damage and anything it does it?
That's not very comforting.
Really? As it happens, I'm not especially known for my bedside manner. You, on the other hand, have made a wonderful nurse. Agent Washington is a
Helmet
lucky
different this time
man.
around.
No.
So I really didn't like it last season, but it didn't look as
Someone
bad this
keeping
time
an eye
around.
out for him.
Phooey. He's a soldier. He shoots, he gets shot. That's the whole design. You can set that down anywhere. I take it you still haven't told him.
Not yet. I believe it will slow the recovery.
For my patients, I prefer to lay everything out on the table.
I can see that. Washington was the strongest freelancer. Spiritually, every time he was hurt, he would just bounce right back up. If we tell him he's a broken man, it's better this way.
Is that true? I don't think that's true, is it? Probably say that main.
I don't know.
Quite the paradox you found yourself in. I'm not envious.
Thanks.
Dare I ask, have you heard any word from our wayward sheep?
I'm sure the Reds and Blues can handle themselves. Wherever they are.
Yeah, off in, whatever hundreds of years this
Better
is.
than the last one.
Shut
Supposed
up,
to be his 10.
go away, leave me alone.
Have you thought about what I said about our team up?
Never gonna happen, Sparkplug. You work for the people or things that destroyed pizza. So congratulations, you've invented something worse than Nazis.
Not true! That must have been you or your friends. Why would I mess with gross food? I'm made of light.
And that's the other thing. I'm not working with a talking lens flare. It's stupid. Really stupid.
I'm not a lens flare. I'm a sentient light being. It's not that weird. Heck, you're the one made of blood and bones and meat.
Please stop talking about
Kind of fair
food.
point.
I understand
Oh.
that you may have trust issues after your friend stabbed you in the back.
Not my friend.
It wasn't his fault, though.
And how exactly is that?
Well, to understand what really happened to Doc, I have to tell the story of the beginning of time.
Oh,
The
yeah,
oldest
Griff's gonna be like, yeah,
myths
that's
of
not.
my species tell of a great war between gods and titans.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I am not sitting through fucking exposition.
I'll tell you what I saw. At night, when you were sleeping, Doc would become someone else. He would transform into this other Doc with a weird voice and cheesy laugh.
O'Malley?
My species' myths always warned that time travel warps weaker minds, drawing them in by offering them the ability to fix their mistakes. If you get into it too deeply, you become a Shizno, an agent of Krovos.
If you
Krovos.
knew Doc was Breaking Bad, why the hell did you let me give him the time machine?
I couldn't say anything. It's against the rules. I'm going to be in boatloads of trouble for talking to you now, but you and me got to work together to get back to the present.
Still not happening.
But Griff, more of your friends may be corrupted
Yeah,
by
so I mean,
Krovos.
well,
If I had
that's
a
probably
time
what happened
machine,
to
I'd
Donut
use
then,
it to
isn't
go
it?
back to the beginning of this conversation. The part where I said, shut up, go away, leave me alone.
We can't spend the rest of our lives in ancient Italy.
Shut up, go away, leave me
I
alone.
know where your sister is, here on Earth, in this time period.
Shut up, go away, leave me alone.
I'm made of light. Bullets can't hurt me, dum-dum.
Fuck off, Sparky. Leave me alone before I find a black hole and shove your ass inside.
Oh.
Hi, Carolina. It's Dylan. Dylan Andrews.
Oh.
Please give me a call back when you get this. Thanks. Dylan again. This is not about a story. Something else. Really important. I
It's gonna be all
found the
the
Reds and
interesting
Blues. Call
stuff
me
that's
back,
happening
please.
in the chorus.
Dylan here. Call me. As soon as you get this, call me. I think I might be losing my mind. Call me, call me, call me. Carolina, finally.
Hi, Dylan. What's going on? You found the guys?
I do like all
could
the
say
sets
that.
they use.
Hold on. I'm going to send you something. You might want to sit down.
That's, interesting. Did you find this on the internet?
The Guggenheim, actually. This painting is apparently 2,000 years old.
Bullshit.
It's been carbon dated. It's real. And apparently
That's
Tucker
pretty
isn't
funny.
alone. This one's Mayan.
Lopez?
And this is Egyptian. The inscription is 5,000 years old.
Caboose? Oh, no.
I've been sitting around thinking, Dylan Andrews, you've lost your damn mind. And then I thought, Luca built a time machine. I saw it work. Right after that, the Reds and Blues went missing, and now they're showing up in history books. Carolina,
Please don't say it.
I think the Reds and Blues
Don't.
are lost in time.
Ugh.
This situation is very strange.
Understatement of a lifetime. I was worried when they didn't show up on chorus, obviously. But it's not unlike them to get lost just Oh, God, not this kind of lost.
Normally, when confronted with something I don't understand, I consult the experts. Scientists. But
Yeah.
time travel isn't a science.
They
I
kind of
checked
are
and
the
proceeded to
experts
get
in
laughed
that.
out of the building. But I do know one person who might help. Seems to know more about time travel than anyone living. Problem is, he's on location. You'll have to go in person.
Me.
For the sake of my career and sanity, I'm sitting this one out.
Any chance
gonna
it'll
be
fix
Jax or something.
itself? The Reds and Blues might get unlost in time, right?
I don't know who would be.
Possibly, but that's leaving an awful lot to chance. I mean, caboose with a time machine.
I'll hop on the next ship out.
My sister's really here,
Yeah, she's in a place called England. I found her while I was scouting around.
and she's alone. Is she in trouble?
Not exactly. She came with your friend Tucker.
Tucker too, huh? And they got one of these time guns?
Uh-huh. I can get us there. You changed your mind.
If we work together. And I mean if. It's just to get to my friends, okay?
Okay.
Just to be clear, I'm not doing this to help you. I'm doing this because I don't want to spend the rest of my
strictly
life without seeing a
selfish
flushing
reasons.
toilet.
Too much information.
I've also got some demands. Number one, no more exposition. I don't want to hear about your gods or your titans or your wars or your quests or anything.
Got it. I can keep a lid on it. Honestly, I've been oversharing as it is. I have a problem with keeping secrets.
Number two, no talking in general.
I'd give you a thumbs up, but I ain't got no thumbs.
Which brings me to number three. Can you put yourself on a dimmer or something?
Dunzo. If you're finished, I have a demand of my own.
What's that?
Please don't joke about black holes. A black hole killed my parents. They are really scary.
Deal.
To England.
It's not far, is it?
Italy to England? It's a hop, skip, and a jump. We'll be there in no time. Once I had a top secret mission from the gods and traveled from the core planets to the outer rim and back again in a few seconds. That was a trip.
You just broke all three rules, Huggins.
Right. Technically, we hadn't started yet.
Sure.
Ooh, yes!
Huggins!
Right.
Sorry.
Carolina, what brings you to my neck of the woods?
Looking for you. Tried calling.
I've been out walking.
It's awful late.
Couldn't sleep. What's up?
So, I have some news about our multicolored friends.
They're in trouble and need our help. Thank God. I was starting to get bored. When do we lift off?
I was going to hop on the next transport out. Dr. Gray said
Oh,
she'd
yes.
keep you company while I'm gone.
Bit
It should only
difficult,
be a
isn't it?
few days.
Hey, if the gang's in trouble, I'm coming.
You're on the mend, Wash.
I'm fine. More than anything, I need something to focus on. A problem to solve. All this sitting around is making me feel fuzzy-brained.
We're just going to talk to Dylan's expert. Nothing serious.
Sounds fun. Trust me, I'm fine. I know myself. I take a hit, I bounce back.
I know you do.
It reminds me, I ever tell you about my cat, Loki?
Oh, Christ.
Nope.
Had him back when I was a kid. He was our family pet. Loki
That
was
looks cool as shit.
always getting into trouble.
That was a good episode. Alright, so what did I like? Hang on, I'm going to skip through it.
Days.
All this animation and stuff, kind of pointless really, and also didn't look that great. You know, fair dues. But yeah, it's like there's really no need for it. It doesn't look visually, you know, stunning, and it's unnecessary. They could have just done something else really. But in terms of the actual stuff, I do like I mean, I don't like what's happened with Wash, but I do kind of like it in that it's interesting, you know, it's not as cut and dry, he's not fully mended or recovered, you know. But on the other hand, it seems like that kind of, I don't know what I was going to say. The kind of stuff with Wash and Carolina now, I mean, there's going to be a completely different dynamic. The Griff stuff is pretty good. I do like that, and I love the kind of instances of the Reds and Blues appearing in time. Seems like Lopez and Caboose and that were like still off doing stuff. I suppose they were retracing their steps and how they ended up in, you know, Mayan history. But yeah. Griff and Huggins did. At the end of the last episode, did we see where Tucker and Sister ended up then? Because they must have ended up in the same time period as Griff. Which is a pretty big coincidence. So I hope there's actually a reason for that, you know, in that the gun, you know, maybe sends them to similar time periods or something, as opposed to them happening to appear in the same time. And I mean, they're not near each other. One's there in Italy and in England. Don't know how Griff expects to get there, but it's definitely a big coincidence. Talked about, you know, the time travel playing with the minds of the user, which is probably what happened to. Well, I suppose, I mean, that's kind of what Donut said anyway, didn't he? You know, where he said his mind was ripped apart, or his body was ripped apart and his mind stayed intact, but seemingly his mind did not stay intact, and he was kind of corrupted in the same way that Doc has been. So I'm wondering if we're going to see that happen to anyone else, maybe, or what's going to actually happen. We still haven't seen Caboose or Lopez since like episode 3, I think. So either they're not doing anything of note, or we're just taking a long time to get around to them. I liked Dylan's inclusion in this episode. It's pretty well done. I mean, the fact that we didn't actually see her, you know, she was just like somebody now who we know is going to be up to date on kind of new info and stuff, and who can kind of call in, you know. It wasn't an actual like scene. I think shifting her character to that sort of thing is a lot better use, because in last season she was a main character kind of, who for the second half, you know, even more than the second half of the season, didn't really do anything, and so she was just kind of dead weight. So whereas in this, she's a side character and she's not involved really. I mean, I suppose she will be next episode or whenever we get back to Carolina, but it seems like her involvement is less forward focused and more side, and I think that will work a lot better as opposed to her being a main character who just doesn't do anything. But yeah, like I said, the wash stuff, I think some of the dialogue is a bit clunky in places, you know, especially at that whole training course. You know, you're trying to, if you want it to, they're trying to make it feel emotional, and at some points, yeah, it is, but at some points you're just like, you know. But yeah, I'm trying to think of what else actually happened. What else did we see? The Dr. Gray stuff, good, liked it, didn't have a problem with it. And all the Forge sets. I mean, every time we see something new, I'm like, oh, is that a set? Is that you know, animated or whatever? Just because I like the look of the stuff, and like, I wonder who builds them, because they're pretty creative, a lot of them, and they all look pretty good. It's like the stuff that's animated looks worse. I mean, I'm pointing at it now because it's still freeze framed, but like that like animation set, you look at that, the textures are all stretched and it's all kind of like low polygon count and all that they've obviously built themselves, but it's just not, doesn't look brilliant. Whereas the stuff in actual Forge or in actual in-game that they're being able to utilise Halo 5 now actually looks pretty good, so it's quite nice. But other than that, I don't have much more to say. I don't know what else is going to happen. I mean, I imagine next episode we're going to have to deal with Washington, you know, Washington's mind kind of, and I mean, I hope that it gets back to normal at some point. It'd be a bit bad. Wash is like one of my favourite characters, or he was anyway, you know. So it'd be a bit bad if he was changed forever, you know, or at least, you know, is this way forever. I imagine, you know, character development, him being changed is alright, but if this was like a character I can't even think of the word. If this was just part of his character from now on, you know, I think that'd get a bit annoying. But yeah, don't have much more to say. If you've enjoyed this reaction, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe. You should be notified now. I think I've sorted it out. I upload them unlisted, and then when they get unblocked, I make them public, and they should be pushed to your sub box so you can watch it. Other than that, I've been Eproth, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.